Alright, everybody out there in the craftchest nation and the iPower community and people around the world, I am craftchest, and I'm going to give you a brief update on where we stand right now as far as net neutrality is concerned. On December the 21st of 2010, the Federal Communication Commission of the United States voted unanimously 3-2 for new broadband regulations that cover website blocking, traffic discrimination, and network management transparencies. Now, this is over a 200-page report, and I'm not even going to try to touch each and every topic. I'll post the links right down here so that you can actually read up on it. Mainly, what this video is about is to urge you to keep in the fight, because the fight's not over with yet as far as net neutrality is concerned. They tried to hide it down in here, and I had to really do a lot of digging, but now Congress wants to get in on the action and says that the FCC has no authority over broadband. Well, Federal Communication Commission. Communication, internet. We communicate with one another. That's how you're seeing me right now. I don't see where the big heartburn is as far as this is concerned, and I'll read over the details as soon as I say this. It's okay for government to have czars over oil, czars over global warming, czars over this and that and the other, and they have full totality control over what it is that they're a czar over, but all of a sudden we have a committee that is in favor of net neutrality and giving the people what we want, what we stood up for and screamed for and fought for so many years now. And like I said, the fight's not over, because we only got about 75 to 90% of total net neutrality as far as the open and free internet. All right, now let me tell you what they are actually saying here. Republican Marsha Blackburn, Republican of Tennessee, introduced legislation this year to make clear that the FCC has no authority over broadband. At least one Republican Dan Boren of Oklahoma, was among 60 congressmen who supported this bill. In the Senate, Senator Kay Bailey Hutchinson, Republican of Texas, ranking member of the Commerce Committee, has also called for legislation to overturn these rules. Now, that right there in itself is kind of confusing to me. If she is a ranking member of the Commerce Committee, let me read off what the definition of commerce is. Commerce is the exchange of goods and services from the point of production to the point of consumption for human wants. The internet is the fastest growing means in which people can get goods and services no matter what it is, whether it's ordering a dozen donuts, a pizza, a dump truck full of rocks, whatever. You know, and they're against this. She's against this, and 60 other Republicans are against this? I'm confused. Aren't the Republicans the main ones that wanted to take over the government as far as having the majority voice to grow the country back to a strong economic, standing? And they're against a free and open internet for small people like myself, and small people like all the small businesses that have the majority of the jobs right now, whereas big corporates are laying off, shutting down factories, laying off, and everybody's running to the small businesses as fast as they can and scooping up these little jobs, and the small businesses want to grow. What's the best way for them to grow? Tapping into the internet and growing their business that way. And there's many other tools in which to do this. The Small Business Administration has even screamed this, and I just can't believe that the Republicans are against entrepreneurship. It's amazing to me. How in the world can they be thinking this? So here's what we need to do right now. You need to fight now, not only for your voice to be heard by the FCC, and we still need to keep in touch with those guys, but we now need to get in touch with our congressmen, we need to get in touch with our senators, our representatives, and any other person that has a .gov next to their name, and let them know that we will fight for a free and open internet. And like I said, I'll post links right down here. And no matter how many people I talk to that don't know exactly what net neutrality is, once I explain it to them in detail, and I don't have enough time on YouTube to go over all of what it covers, but mainly the discriminatory parts up here, as far as, say you're going to my website, and craftchest has his new website, which I actually checked on craftchest.com, and it's somebody just sitting there, they took my name. I'm mad about that. But anyway, let's just say we had craftchest.com, and I'm going to start selling sprockets, okay? And the service provider says, well, we're not having any ads from this, and we really don't like this guy, or whatever, okay, and they throttle me back as far as putting me down on the non-priority list, well, the page may half load, the site may be laggy, my bandwidth is just crap, and you're not able to navigate the site very well. Well, people's going to get upset with that and go to the big person over here, the megalolomart.com, that sells the same sprockets that I do, and their site is just grease lightning. And that's what the net neutrality covers. That's just one thing that it covers, but that is a big, major issue that it covers to protect us, the consumers, and us as the entrepreneurial people that have the innovative ideas to actually go out there and sell that sprocket. Let me go back over what I read in the beginning here. Website blocking. You know, you may actually be able to click, and I've ran into this right now, and I'm going to report this each and every time that this happens. I'm going to try multiple browsers just to make sure that maybe Firefox isn't messing up or Internet Explorer's not messing up, and see what's going on there. But if it's actually just going to where it's just sitting there spinning and you just get the white page and it never loads, I'm going to start reporting that, because this new regulation protects sites from being blocked. Now, if the site's down, yeah, we can't do anything about it. But website blocking, traffic discrimination, and the network management transparency, those are very, very, very important to each and every one of us, no matter if you live in the U.S., Europe, Australia, Africa, the Middle East, no matter where on the planet. You know, Papua New Guinea. I don't even know if they have internet over there. But anyway, it covers each and every person on the planet. And being that the United States still has a majority voice as far as the world is concerned, we need to fight for our rights. Hell, if you live in Europe and you want to send in a letter to the congressman over here and say, look, I have a friend over here that I can't talk to because you overturned the rules and I'm mad as hell about it, go for it. Because whenever iPower was all up in arms as far as Parliament not really understanding what net neutrality was all about, I signed a petition, and I live in the U.S., and they actually went through, and I was one of the people that voted in favor of net neutrality in Europe. So you don't have to actually live in the country to have a voice on the World Wide Web. Okay? Now, once again, I'm going to post the links right here. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. I'll have a voice conversation with you if you want me to. If you really want to dig deep into what it really means, get in touch with iPower. I know it's not their real names. Everybody always gets on to me. Get in touch with Dean. Get in touch with Reese. Get in touch with Tanya, Sharon, and everybody else, Twinkly Bird, and all the other members of iPower, because they are really, really just as big advocates on net neutrality as I am, and I'm very passionate. Anybody that ever talks to me knows that I am very passionate as far as this is concerned, because I'm one of the ones that want to make it big one day on the internet. And if we don't have a free and open internet, that may never happen. Not saying that's going to be the reason, but it will be a factor. Okay, so send a letter, send an email, burn up those phones on the .gov sites, and let your whatever person up there know that we want, and we won't stand for anything else other than a free and open net neutrality, a free and open internet for each and every person on the planet. All right, now I'm going to leave it right there because I can feel myself getting onto a ramble. And once again, like I said, I get very passionate talking about this subject. There's so many other topics that I could talk about as far as net neutrality is concerned. But go read all these articles for real. Get you a cup of coffee, a glass of wine, or whatever it is that you like. Sit down and read this. Take you a good hour out, maybe two, and read each and every report that I'm going to send you. And I'm not going to make it too long. I'll just give you the most important ones, and I'm not going to give you just cherry picking in favor of. I'll give you the opposition as well. Okay? So no matter where you are in the world, remember, it is a craft of the mind and a craft of net neutrality. Go out there and have some fun. Boom.